Thank you for joining us for the weekend edition of National Focus. I'm Mervin. Coming up, the Honorable Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit travels to India and the United Arab Emirates. CDEMA issues drought alert for Dominica and other countries in the region. Stay with us for details of these and other stories after this.
Destroying mosquito breeding sites. The Aedes aegypti mosquito that causes dengue fever, chikungunya and Zika lives in and around homes and places where people gather. Check your premises on a weekly basis for any collection of water inside and outside that may encourage breeding of mosquitoes. Here's a checklist to help you search and destroy mosquito breeding sites. Empty or cover up all water containers, especially plastic buckets and drums. Clean up discarded containers, plastic bags and coconut shells. Get rid of tires or use them to plant flowers. Empty and clean containers used by pets. Throw away water in plant saucers and dish drainers. Use wet sand in flower vases instead of water. Clean your roof gutters and drains. Spread oil on pools of water. Cover and seal septic tanks, soakaways and water storage tanks. Fill concrete block holes with sand or concrete. Ensure all manholes are properly sealed. Ensure that all drum covers fit securely. Punch holes in cans before disposing. Help keep Dominica clean and healthy. Stop breeding mosquito today. Keep Zika away.
Thank you for staying with us. Thousands of college students from Punjab, India and elsewhere in Asia will discover and get to know more about the Commonwealth of Dominica when Prime Minister Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit mingles with them on graduation day next Tuesday. The Prime Minister Skerrit has been invited to attend and address the commencement ceremony of Lovely Professional University. Lovely is the largest single campus university in India. The Dominica Prime Minister was selected as chief guest of the convocation because of what Chancellor Ashok Mittal described as his enormous global impact, being among the youngest yet longest serving leaders in the democratic world today. In tribute to this distinguished record, the university will at the same commencement ceremony confer on Prime Minister Skerrit the Doctor of Literature honoris causa, which in essence is an honorary doctorate. Mr. Skerrit will spend time in Punjab State interfacing with the Chancellor, staff and students of the university with a view to selling the virtues of Dominica as an ideal location for an offshore campus of the university. The Prime Minister then journeys to Dubai in the United Arab Emirates, where he will meet with current and future investors, particularly those associated with several infrastructural projects earmarked to start in Dominica in the weeks and months ahead. During Mr. Skerrit's absence from the state, the Honorable Justina Charles, Minister of Youth, Sports and Culture, will act as Prime Minister. The Caribbean Disaster Emergency Management Agency, CDEMA, has placed a number of Caribbean countries under immediate drought warnings or watches. The Barbados-based agency said last year was the driest on record for the Eastern Caribbean and some other areas, and that the 2015-2016 drought situation is similar to the major drought of 2009 to 2010. CDEMA said in a statement, drought alerts have been issued by the Caribbean Institute of Meteorology and Hydrology for several countries up to March 2016. The countries include Antigua and Barbuda, Barbados, Dominica, Northern Guyana, St. Kitts and Nevis, St. Lucia, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Trinidad and Tobago, and Northern Suriname. GIS News spoke with Public Relations Officer of the Dominica Water and Sewerage Company, Ed Regist.
We are really encouraging all Dominicans to practice water conservation techniques. And in particular, I always keep saying that if you have leaking pipes at your homes, please repair them, because leaking pipes leaks waste water And we cannot afford at this point in time to waste water. Not even the drops that you feel can just go by. So if you have leaking toilets, you have leaking showers, you have leaking sinks, please repair them. And we also say to people, do not use water indiscriminately. You know, sometimes we feel that we have 365 rivers in Dominica, and so the hose can run, you know. Many times we are depriving people who are at higher elevations from actually getting water, and when we do those kind of things. So we continue to urge all Dominicans to practice water conservation and to, you know, not only do it themselves, but to encourage their neighbors, their friends to also conserve water, because water is becoming more and more a scarce resource around the world. Here in Dominica, we still have, you know, quite an abundance of fresh water, but if we do not do what is necessary, we could lose our freshwater resource.
In other news, the Caribbean Agricultural Research and Development Institute presented over 1,000 pounds of red kidney and sweet corn seeds to the Division of Agriculture on Wednesday. The seeds will be distributed to farmers and is expected to assist with the rehabilitation of the vegetable sector and revamp the interest in short-term cash crops. The seeds were presented at a ceremony at the Citrus Certification Unit facility at the Botanic Gardens.
We are definitely on the move. I say to the farmers of Dominica, hold strong, stick to your plan. The ministry will work with trade to continue to look for markets for your produce, and agriculture will continue to play the role it continues to play in the GDP of this country. Thank you very much.
The community of Castlebrose was bustling with activity on Thursday as residents came out to participate in National Cleanup Day. Angelica Gasper, chairperson of the Castlebrose Village Council, says preparation for the day's activity began on Wednesday.
We had our preparation meeting, and then the council, together with the health team and the parep, we mobilized the people, and I'm so happy a lot of young people, I must say, the young people really turned out, and the children from the high school, that's very good. We had a good day today.
Employee of the National Employment Program, Alma John Baptist, says she enjoyed the day's activities.
It was great. I was a team leader, and I encouraged the young people to focus on preventing Zika, which is very important to us now. As you know, it's a very dangerous virus, and we were going around cleaning, informing people about the Zika, and informing people why are we doing the cleaning up. I feel that it gives me an extra boost to help myself, to help other people.
The Honourable MP for the Castlebrose constituency, Johnson Drago, thanked his constituents as well as government for contributing to the success of Thursday's national campaign.
I must say I was very satisfied with the involvement of the 4th and 5th formers of the secondary school. They were all out by 7:30 this morning. And I must thank the ministry for making the gloves and the cabbage bags and available, and the water and the snacks available. And I must thank the NEP staff of the entire constituency for their response.
The island's Minister for Agriculture had this message for farmers.
The farmers, they use a lot of containers with chemicals and everything else on their farm. I'm suggesting to the farmers that they should take care of all of the receptacles within their farms that contains water. Turn over, get rid, burn, put out for the truck to pick up, whatever it's going to take, because we do not want no mosquito breeding areas on the country, in the entire country. And one of the areas where you meet a lot of mosquitoes is on the farms. So we're asking the farmers to really get on board. When you go to your farm, do a proper search on your farm and ensure that even the coconuts that you drink when you drink your jelly, they sometimes collect water and they become breeding site for mosquitoes. After drinking a jelly, turn the coconuts both sides upside down, and everything that you use in your farm, turn them upside down. Some of the leaves contain water. Use your cutlass and just bore a hole in between the leaves on the ground so that the water will go down into the soil. Every area where you think it's a threat for breeding of mosquitoes, please do something about it.
In the Kalinago territory, GIS News met up with the Honorable MP Cassius Daru, who remarked that community had been mobilized and working from the previous day.
If you can watch to my side on this way, we started cleaning this area because there was a puddle of water. You realize the road is cut, so we cut the road so that the water can flow to prevent the breeding of mosquitoes. Of course, on this side here, which you can see where the standpipe is here, we are cleaning this culvert because it is totally blocked and the water can't flow properly, so we are doing this. And also behind my back here, we have some other community members doing the same thing to clean up the culvert to ensure that the water flows properly. And if you watch to my right, you can realize that there's some parts of derelict vehicles that we have gathered and collected so that we can actually get them transported to the landfill to keep the community green and green, as beautiful as possible. And of course, in other parts of the community, if you go lower down to the Atkinson area, you'll also realize that there are a lot of white goods being collected for us to take to the landfill. After today, I think it's going to be an ongoing activity that we need to participate in and clean up our community to make it more beautiful and make things more friendly for the inhabitants around the area.
He also hopes that cleaning of the drains will become a regular activity within his community. The MP also believes that this cleanup will help in developing community tourism within the Kalinago territory.
When we talk about cleanliness, which is next to godliness, it is definitely going to enhance the whole community product that we present. Since we are into community tourism, I think it is definitely going to assist us. And I'm hoping that we can continue to clean our communities, not only as today, but we make it an ongoing process in the future.
You're watching National Focus. More when we return. Welcome back. The grounds of the Roosevelt Public Library were filled with bustling little feet and screams of enjoyment as grade K1 and 2 students from various schools amassed to participate in the annual Animal Awareness Day held by the Library and Information Services. Librarian Wanda Vinja-Jones says this activity could only be made possible through partnerships with various organizations.
That's a day where we bring as many animals as possible into the library. On the library grounds, we normally partner with people who have animals. We partner also with the livestock unit, forestry division, and other people who sometimes they have animals and they are willing to just let us have them for the day. Like today, we have 2 Dr. Mastafans and we have another gentleman here with some pea-birds. So what we try to do is to get the children familiar with the animals. We have a donkey, we have a horse. Some of them have never seen the animals before. So it's a chance for them to see them and just to know how to talk, they learn a little about them, you see. So the whole idea of having that animal awareness is to get the children, especially our animals like the birds, the jackal, or if we have the crabs and things like that.
These students of the St. Martin's Primary gave their view of the day's activities.
I'm here to see the animals and it have lots of them. So it have turtles, goats, horses and donkeys and snakes.
Which of the animals are your favorite?
The goats and the pigs and the rabbits.
Today I am here to see animals and I have seen turtles, rabbits, chickens and pigeons. Today I am here to see the animals. I saw rabbits, pigeons and birds and horses and donkeys. My favorite one is horses and rabbits.
A teacher from the Berean Christian Academy, Farah Newton, says she believes this day to be very important to help children get a first-hand experience in meeting and understanding animals.
They are really enjoying the animals, knowing a little about the animals. And the thing about our class is we learn about animals when we teach the songs and the letters. So actually seeing the animals is an exciting thing for them. Seeing the peacock and the chickens and the birds and the horses, they are enjoying it and they are learning a lot
more information about the animals.
A large group of workers from the National Employment Program showed up in Bells from 8 in the morning to conduct their cleanup. Apart from picking up empty bottles and tins around the community, they also went door to door ensuring that yards were clean and all breeding grounds for the Aedes aegypti mosquito were destroyed. We met the Honorable Parliamentary Representative for that constituency, Kelvadaru.
I think this is a very important project, and it is also important because you have this national sensitization. So the preschool children, the primary school, the high schools, everyone can play their role no matter how small it may be. And one of the things I'd like to encourage residents to do as well is within the confines of their homes, their yards, to look around and see if you have any drums, you have filled with water, any bottles and so forth, and do what is required to prevent the mosquito breeding. Because at the end of the day, if the Zika virus comes here, it's going to affect all of us.
In another part of his constituency, St. Joseph, a massive collection of white goods was taking place. This cleanup also included NEP workers and students from the Isaiah Thomas Secondary School.
We have free trucks on the road. Since this morning, free trucks. I don't know what them other trucks doing right now, but we're taking from Layo to go up. And the other trucks taken from St. Joe, from Mero, and one in Bells.
In Maho, this pile on the roadside was an indication that some cleanup definitely took place. Continuing along the west coast, we met up with a group of 4th and 5th form students of the Isaiah Thomas Secondary School in Salisbury.
Basically what we are doing is picking up all the white goods and things like styrofoams and other stuff that are capable of collecting waters and providing a breeding place for the mosquitoes.
4th form student Nian White appreciates being part of the process.
I mean, it's our village, and since we're trying to prevent the Zika virus, I mean, all of us have to pitch in and help one way or another, because as our village news said, if it affects one, it affects all of us, because it's like a domino effect. So I mean, all of us just have to come together and help.
Similar work was ongoing in Kolibistri. We spotted piles of white goods and other debris along the main road waiting to be picked up. This area, Lagoon Bay, is of grave concern to the community. Poor drainage has made it a perfect breeding ground for mosquitoes. However, when we met caretaker of the constituency, Nicholas Esprit, he was sourcing the equipment needed to have it dredged.
Lagoon Bay is a problem that stemmed from a while back, because what you have happening is that the water from Monrachet comes down into that ravine at Lagoon Bay. That water sometimes stays in the ravine and naturally would breed mosquitoes. So we have to immediately seek a solution, a short-term solution, because the long-term solution is to really build a wall and cast the bottom of the ravine so the water can constantly run off. But one of the problems with that ravine is that it is low and it is at sea level, so even when we clear them out so the water can run to the sea, the waves block it off because it is at sea level. So we have to find a way to either raise it slightly so the water can have gradient to run to the sea. But in the immediate, we have to do a little dredging so that the water can run off and not act as a breeding ground for mosquitoes.
A massive cleanup campaign also took place in Dubla. Environmental Health Officer Kafi Valerie says one of the major problems in the community is the indiscriminate disposal of waste.
Because of the indiscriminate dumping, I should say, we would have tins, we would have bottles and containers, artificial containers in which the Aedes aegypti mosquito love to breed. So because you will understand that their life cycle involves breeding in containers that collect water. So these containers would collect water, and obviously it would encourage the breeding of mosquitoes, and that would be an issue. So today, that is the drive, to get all of these containers, the tins, the bottles and all of that out of the environment so that we can combat the whole Zika virus.
The Honorable Catherine Daniel spent the morning educating primary school students of the importance of taking care of the environment to help curb the spread of diseases such as Zika. They too were a major part of the cleanup activity.
So we had the school children from the Dubla Primary School assisting with the cleanup. So I really wanted to know whether they were aware of why they were doing this. And so I had a little class with them on the site where they were cleaning, give them some little tips what Zika was about, where it originated, some of the islands I found out from them, whether they knew some of the islands and why we are cleaning. And is it going to be a one-time thing? So I was very pleased to see how much they were aware and how in control they are, and they know the reason why. So they understand that we have to continue.
As we continued along the west coast and saw trucks filled to capacity, it was clear that people were willing to participate in the national cleanup. It was no different in Paybush. We caught up with the Honorable Parliamentary Representative for the Paybush constituency, Rosalind Paul.
Paybush constituency, it was really great action, and we just encourage everybody to continue to clean up, get rid of the tins, the cans in your area, clean up your drums, ensure you do not have wrigglers, and so on. So it's just a start off to ensure that we launch a war on mosquitoes, all in effort to prepare or to eradicate the mosquito which transmits the Zika disease.
Family nurse practitioner Valerie Paul says this was a great initiative by government.
I think it was a very good venture from the Prime Minister, being out there and seeing all what needs to be done. For example, in one particular area, we were able to collect about 15 garbage in one abandoned area. And in that particular area, there's someone who lives there. And the amount of garbage we met there, if we had to have an outbreak of Zika, I know that would be one of the areas where we would find most of our mosquitoes breeding. So I feel that I've accomplished something today. We spent almost more than 3 hours at that particular area, and I feel to myself that I've accomplished something, and I feel good about it. And also the two children who were assigned to me, it really gave me pride in seeing how they took pride in doing what they were doing. I am very happy.
Paul believes the campaign was very effective and hopes that it will be an ongoing effort.
If every person in their assigned area do what they had to do, what we did, we went to the different homes. We did not only pick up the breeding areas, well, we educated the persons about the Zika virus, and we told them that it is their responsibility to keep their place free from mosquito breeding areas. And we showed them, some of them said that they had no breeding areas, but going around we could show them, look where you have a tin, look where you have a bottle and whatever. So we really thought to ourselves, if everybody used that initiative and each one help one, we can really maybe not stop, but maybe not eradicate it as you said, but stop the spread of the Zika virus.
Our tour of the West Coast indicated that this part of the island was fully mobilized and much was accomplished. And that's the English news. McPherson St. Luce is next with the Creole highlights.
Allô tout le monde, bienvenue à ces nouvelles en créole. Non, moi, c'est McPherson St. Luce. Le ministre Commodité lancé des projets qui ont tapé Finance Hot Bank Développement Caraïbes. Un projet, c'est pour avancer environ commodité à ces marchés-là. Et puis l'autre là, c'est pour protection consumers. Ça, c'est le monde qui a poché bagaille. Directeur commodité Marvin Walter parlait contre ces projets-là.
Nous avons fait manœuvre pour lancer des projets. Un projet, c'est pour faire mouvement pour mettre loi, un framework pour Consumer Affairs Protection à la Dominique. Et l'autre là, c'est pour faire manœuvre pour exporter produits à Dominique, à pays français, pays Europe, Guadeloupe et Martinique, à Economic Partnership Agreement, Treaty CARICOM, avec aussi Treaty Economic Partnership Agreement avec ces pays Europe. Nous avons une obligation pour dire pour parler pour les gens contre bénéfice et responsable en dans ces deux agreements. Actuellement même, nous tapons l'argent pour faire ça. Ces deux projets-là, nous avons un consultant qui met ensemble une stratégie pour dire ce qui a fait et ça, ni pour eux, en dit dans ces agreements. C'est tout.
Un comité Project Extension aussi établi.
N'importe projet qu'on fait avec CDB, il y a des conditions. Il y a ces conditions là pour eux, ça, l'argent à la main. C'est pour nous un comité, un peu de monde, qui sont stakeholders, qui bénéficient dans un projet là. Pour eux, ça directer comment le projet là a marché avec tout faire pour certain que le projet là accompli en dans temps là il est pour finir.
La nouvelle ministère pour service social, honorable Catherine Daniel, qui a fait parole que le gouvernement Dominica oui visiter loi qui concerne la protection des enfants. Honorable Daniel fait parole ça pendant le ministre social lancé un livre qui concerne l'abaissement des enfants. Ministre Daniel dit loi qui existe à présent pas assez wég pour adresser cette situation-là. Et le travail à un draft policier actuellement déjà commencé. Honorable Daniel fait parole que les gens qui sont coupables, qui ont menacé la vie des enfants, pas qu'à taper à ces punitions. Problème ça là, c'est un démon qui a détruit la vie de ces jeunesses-là. Et des ministres qui ont collaboré et puis ministre de justice pour adresser cette situation-là. Honorable Daniel fait parole que les policiers ont aussi tapé support à ces États ou ICS. Finalement, ministre Daniel dit on campagne pour sensibiliser le public là qui continue. Et puis finalement, ministre Santé a fait parole qui campagne nationale nettoyée qui continue. Parole ça là sortira permanent secrétaire ministre là Helen Roy.
Ça peut qu'on seulement un seul jour demain nous quand un bon focus en lay mais tous les jours demain nous que voulons continuer pour une place net et puis bagay qu'on taille drums sont mauvais problème Dominique parce qu'on pas chet moun drums qui pas couvert nous commander yo pour couvert drums yo et puis si vous voyez n'importe bitin qui kay fait de l'eau ou était dans stagnant et puis pour maï gwen brûler dedans pour yo point necessary action et puis j'ai ça fait.
Messieurs, mesdames, ça c'est tout pour Nouvelle en Créole pour à présent. Non, moi c'est McPherson St. Luce. Et un bon week-end. Au revoir.
Thank you, McPherson. Before we leave, here's one announcement. The Livestock Development Unit of the Division of Agriculture, in collaboration with the Dominica Poultry Association, the Food and Agriculture Organization, and Carib Vet, invites all poultry farmers to an avian influenza and biosafety workshop scheduled for Thursday, February 25th from 8:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Public Service Union Building on Valley Road in Roseau. For more information, please contact the Poultry Association at telephone number 275-0724 or the Livestock Development Unit at the Botanic Gardens at 266-3827. Farmers are encouraged to make a special effort to attend and be on time. And that's all for this edition of National Focus. We always welcome your suggestions and comments. Drop us an email at gis@dominica.gov.dm or visit our website news.gov.dm. Like our Facebook page, facebook.com/GIS News Dominica, and follow our Twitter at GIS Dominica. You can also catch up on past National Focus newscasts on our GIS Dominica YouTube channel. From all of us here on the news production team, I'm Mervin. Thanks for watching, and join us again next time for National Focus.